I was a little nervous my first night at my grandparents' house. It was early morning and still dark outside. I woke up to the feeling that something was sniffing my ear. I looked.
Hello, Wide Open Adventures. I hope everybody's doing good on this Saturday. I hope you all enjoyed the live last night. And don't forget, Sunday night we're going to be live on my Wide Open Adventures channel. And then Monday we're going to have a guest on, and she's going to tell us what it was like living in a uh, funeral home. So that's going to be a very interesting story, no doubt. I hope to see you all there. Alright, guys, I've got a small encounter for you on this Saturday. I know a lot of you are usually busy for all the lives tonight and everything, so I'm going to try to drop this one a little earlier than normal, and I hope you enjoy it. Share it, hit the like button. Guys, thank you so much for watching these. They are just as important as our lives at keeping the channel going. It keeps our algorithm up, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this encounter. I live in the countryside of Austin, Texas. I worked as a ranch owner, and my job was to take care of livestock like cows, longhorn bulls, and horses, so I'm basically a cowboy. I was also an average hunter, so when I was done with my chores and nothing else to do, I would just go hunting, and sometimes with a friend. But on this hunt is when I saw something unexpected. One day, I was finishing up all my chores, and once that was done, I decided to go hunting. Since I was getting hungry, so I packed all my gear I would need, and I was on my way up to my favorite spot. Once I got there, I unpacked and started hiking down the trail. As I was walking, I was hoping that I would find a big buck or javelins, since they're most common here. I also have to keep an eye out for the rattlesnakes, since people have encountered some around these parts. As I continued walking, I found a good spot to hunker down and wait for my prey to come to me. I made a few calls and noises, hoping to attract something, but nothing. A few minutes later, I saw a doe, but no bucks yet, so I decided to let it be. Later, then, nothing else came, and I decided to move. Then I heard a howl in the distance. I know that coyotes sound like, and I know what wolves sound like this far south, so I figured it was a wild dog. I eventually found another spot to hunker down, so I did ladder them back and came back around. I then raised my rifle, and I was about to pull the trigger until suddenly something large came out of the bush and attacked the deer. I saw the thing pinned to the ground and bit the deer's neck as it was struggling, but the deer stopped moving and the creature then started eating its meal. I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed. And then the creature ain't no ordinary animal. The only details that I could make out was that its head resembles a wolf. Its front limbs were human-like and muscular legs like that of a dog and a bushy tail. I've never been more scared in my life. I somehow got the courage to slowly but quietly crawl away. Once I was at a good distance away from it, I stood up and just ran back for my truck. As I was running, I swear I could hear something running right next to me in the brush. Then the creature jumped on me. It pinned me to the ground. I was struggling to fight back, but the thing overpowered me. I managed to take out my pistol that I kept on me, and I started shooting at it. I kept on shooting until I was out of ammo. When I did, I saw something and it had turned back to me, but not before I gave one more shot as it growled, and it ran away, almost as if telling me I got away easy. Until it ran back into the bushes, I was bleeding from my arm, and I saw that I got 3 claw marks. I immediately ran for my truck. Once I got there, I called the sheriff department and told the operator what happened, and to send an ambulance to treat my arm. When they eventually arrived, they patched up my arm and asked me a few questions, and I gave them my best description. One of them commented, "You got a hell of a scar, but you'll pull through." I thanked him and saw a few officers going into the brush to find out what had attacked me. They didn't find anything, and they gave me a ride home. They said they'll bring my truck over. They dropped me off at home, and I thanked them over and over. The next few days nothing happened and my arm recovered, but unfortunately that hunting spot was off limits. The game wardens have went out and closed that whole section of the woods, and no one is allowed to hunt there to this day. Something's in there that they don't want us to see. I'm not sure what attacked me that day, but I'm pretty sure it was a dogman. It was the scariest thing I'd ever seen, and I hope to never see it again. There's a lot of people talk about him, but very few people actually, survive to tell us about the attack. He's very lucky that he survived it. It probably may not have been the one that attacked the deer. I'm wondering if it wasn't another one hunting with that one. What do you all think? Do you think it was the one that got the deer, or do you think it was another one? Thanks for listening, guys, and as always, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. We'll see you Monday night for the live, guys. It's going to be a good one.